Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phay, and welcome to the channel. So, how far can you walk into the woods? Well, about halfway, because after that, you're walking out of the woods. Today, we're taking a look at Endless Winter Paleoamericans from Fantasia Games. Now, this is a unique game, and I was really interested in it when it first came out. I just never got my hands on it. Finally, got myself my own personal copy of it. But what this does is it kind of combines deck building with worker placement in a unique way. You have a tribe, you're trying to develop that tribe over a series of rounds, and whoever basically can develop their tribe the best is going to win the game. So I'll tell you what, let's go down to the table, let's open this box up, and let's see what's on the inside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is Endless Winter Paleoamericans. This is by Fantasia Games, and it is developed by Stan Kordinsky. I hope I got the name right. And art by the Miko. And I'll tell you, I love his style. I absolutely love his style. That's one of the things that really drew me to this game when it first came out. Is I just love looking at all his artwork. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so Endless Winter Paleoamericans is going to take place in North America around 10,000 BCE. Players are going to guide and develop the development of their tribes across several generations. I'm not going to read all that. You guys can read it. But it's for ages 12 and up, 1 to 4 players, 60 to about 120 minutes. You're looking at an hour to 2 hours to play the game. Looks like we're going to get some nice components in this game, some dual layer boards. Tell you what, I've always been excited about this game, and I know there's a bunch of expansion stuff for it as well. So depends on how this game plays. We'll have to see about those. But first of all, let's take a look at this core game. Now, this is one that kind of showed up on sale for me, so that's only one of the reasons why I picked it up. Because, like I said, I've always been wanting it. Oh, and there you go. Look at that little sketch artwork inside the box. I love it when they do stuff like that. Absolutely looks cool. Guys, oh, yeah. Very nice stuff. All right, so the first thing we're going to get right on the very top is we're going to get a nice chunky rule book. Looks like it's going to be about 20 pages. A little iconography on the back. All right, not too bad. All right, let's kind of flip through this thing. Let me slide this box out of the way and get this down a little lower, make it easier to get most of this in the screen. There we go. Okay, so we have our overview and then our components. We can see what all is going to be in the game. And what else we got? So we got our setup. Looks like we've got about 2 pages of setup there at least. All right, and it looks like setup's even continuing over here. So about 3 pages of setup. So a little bit of setup to get involved in it. Okay, playing your game. Got our action phase, our eclipse phase, our preparation phase. There's a few phases in this game, it looks like. All right, our action columns that you can do. We got our megaliths, our idle board, and then we're going to get into final scoring. All right, little variant setup. All right, and some card abilities. Let's see, our scared stone tiles, some modules that we can add to it, and that's it. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now, what do we got here? We got our solo mode. And I know the solo mode had a little bit different designer for it. A little component list right down here on the bottom. Always good there. Our setup and playing. Okay. And I'll tell you what, the paper on this, oh my gosh, this is actually really thick. This is some really good quality paper. All right, this isn't cheap. It almost feels like a linen finish, just about. Very nice. Now, we're going to get, let's just get this box back in here. We are going to get our glacier tray. So it looks like how everything's kind of set up in our tray. And this is cool. Your rule book's your main board. You got your idle board. Okay, looks like we got our glacier tray down there in the bottom, your player tokens. I'm excited to see what the insert on this thing looks like. I always like myself a good insert, especially when they come with the game. All right, so this is just going to be covering everything. We'll put that off to the side. Now, what do we have? Looks like we're going to start off with some dual layer boards. Let's take a look at those. All right, looks like they're probably going to be the same on every single one of them. But what I want to show you is that right there. What's on the back, okay? We're going to look at the different artwork. This is who you're going to play. Okay. Very cool. Very good looking artwork on this game. Get that one in there. All right. Put those off to the side. We know they're going to go right there. Okay, a little piece of cardboard that's going to kind of cover it up. Now, looks like everything's going to have to get fitted inside all these trays, which is not a problem. Let's see what we have. these big bags. I'm just going to get these big bags and stuff out of here. I don't really need them, but yeah, it looks like we're going to be putting this stuff together ourselves. All right, so we're going to have some wood tokens. I'm not going to pull all these all out of the bag, but they're silk screened. They look good. Okay, so it looks like the tokens are going to be for all your different resources in the game, maybe. All right. And you know what? We have one more, which is this purple one. I'm going to open this one up, and we're going to take a look at the quality of them. There you go. Okay, those are nice. They're slick, nice, good silk screening. They look great. Okay, no problems with the quality of that component right there. All right, now we have these little guys. Looks like we're going to have like a little bear, have an elephant. What do we got there? Almost looks like a panda. Or no, that's going to be a bear. That's going to be a tiger. I was looking at the wrong one. Looks like a buffalo, water buffalo. What am I saying? Bear, man. We're talking Ice Age. Okay, another little wolf right there. Very nice. We're going to call him a saber tooth, even though I don't see the fangs on him. All right, put him off to the side. Now we're going to get some little teeny tiny ones. I have no idea what those are. They almost look like little turtles or something like that, but they're just itty bitty. Now, looks like we're going to get some. I'm going to guess these are for victory points. Okay, and we're still wood tokens here, but yeah, we'll get little victory point tokens over there. If you hit 100 points, you're going to get those. All right, now we're going to get our player guys, and it looks like every color is going to have a little bit different design, which is nice. I love it when they do that. So take a look at those. So we're going to get 2 for every one of them. Okay, cool. And they're silk screened even on both sides. Very cool. Okay. Now remember too, this was actually a Kickstarter, and it was a really successful Kickstarter. All right. I'm not going to show you these because, well, we all know what acrylic cubes are. You get some blue acrylic cubes. Looks like we're going to have maybe some teepees. All right. Very cool. Probably setting up some little camps or something along those lines. Put those off to the side. Those look good. All right. Now, these are going to be those trays that we're going to have to set up. So we're going to have 4 of these trays. And we have all the lids down here. So it looks like we're going to be putting them all together. And this is how they're going to end up going. Okay. Well, they're going to have 2 lids right there right now. All right. So let's put these off to the side. I'm going to fill those up here in a little bit after I'm done with all this. Now let's take a look at this side over here. All right, very nice. And this is thick too. So this isn't really a cheap one that's gonna like fall apart really fast like I've seen some. All righty. So what do we have here? Oh man, these are actually heavy, like little igloos. In your player colors. So these are all gonna go in those player trays as well. All right, since all that stuff's gonna be going in there, I'm not as worried about trying to make sure that I get everything put back in the box correctly either. Because I know we're going to be filling up our player boards or player trays. Now let's take a look at these miniatures. Ooh, yeah. So I'm guessing this is going to be your main miniature or your main character you're playing. Those look cool. Tell you what, these need a wash on them. I definitely need to do something like that and make them look a little better. All right. Very nice. What do we got here? So we got our 4 little players. All right. Our last one here. Very cool. Looks like there was probably, I'm guessing, an expansion that might have been out that I could probably get to fill that one right there. See, those should be good right there. All right, let's just keep going right along the line. Let's see what we have. Okay, these are all going to be a little bit different. Maybe these are going to be put on the different boards, rotate them around. I don't know if the players are going to have them. I'm not really sure how these are going to play. Maybe it's for the solo. Don't know. Okay, let's just put those back in there. We're going to get some discs we're going to put underneath our characters. All right, put those back in there. And it looks like we're going to get a bunch of cards. I'll tell you what, let's just start going through some of these cards. Let's see what's inside of them. And let's take a look at this artwork too. Oh, all right. And it looks like we got I'm not even sure what size of card this is too. It's a little bit taller and narrower. All right. I got stuff stuck all over my fingers. Now, let's take a look at the back. So it looks like we're going to have a couple different types of cards. So let's pull some of these off out to the side. All right, and let's take a look at all of these ones first. So we might get some duplicates. I'm guessing this is going to be like some different resources you get. I don't know what the tribes or I don't know what all the stuff is going to be for on them, but I'm just going to kind of flip through them. I'll look for duplicates and try to fly past those. All right. little body painting there. But yeah, this artwork, I'm sorry. Whew, get those back on the screen. I'm looking at the artwork and my hands are sliding down. Sorry about that, folks. I'm really sorry about that. Well, you never know what you get with me. Okay. It looks like we're only getting one of every card. Okay, the nice thing is I'm not really seeing any duplicates. Well, maybe. All right. A couple more here, and there's your ambush hunting, whatever that means. Okay, now let's take a look at these. I want to go back to these other ones later because it looks like we have, these are more of the same. All right, where do we get into this thing? I always have a hard time getting some of these packs of cards open. I don't know why. I struggle with plastic. Okay, these are all going to be the same as well. Now these, so I bet you, so it's a deck building game. So I bet you anything, these are going to be our starter cards. Okay, that's going to be my guess. So all of these are going to be the same. All right, your tribesmen. Really curious to see how deck building is going to work in this. Really excited to give that one a try. Communal feast. All right, we got some more tribesmen. Your tribeswoman. That's really cool looking. More communal feast. Okay. So I don't know if, I know we got some of the names are the same, but it looks like the artwork's different. I just don't know if any of the abilities are going to be a little bit different. Get that glare out of there. Okay, and there you go. So that will be those. All right, what do we have here? And this is going to be more of the same. So let's take a look at this one as well. That way we kind of stay along the same lines of the same type of card. Okay, because this is, yep, all the same there as well. All right, like I said, I'll try to keep going through, but we got our crafter. I'm guessing maybe a cost to buy the card is what that's going to be. The shaman, oh, see, that is just great artwork. Okay, slide him around. The elder. All right, and the pathfinder. Very cool. That is, like I said, that is some really good artwork. All right, we're gonna hit those little cards here in a minute, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is, I'm guessing, like some sort of a player aid. Maybe this might be for the solo mode. Can't really tell. Not sure what this is going to be for. I'm kind of thinking these might be solo mode cards, but I don't know. That looks like it's just kind of a separator card. Then you got your chief firewolf, different chiefs here. All right, chief tuskbreaker, and what's on the back. So is there a difference? Yeah, there is a difference between the front and back. All right, so let's look at this side of those. All right, and there you go. Okay, slide those back in there. And then we're going to have these cards. Yeah, so you take a look at that art. Woo! Okay, so then again, this, see, these look like, to me, these look like the solo cards on what actions are going to take. Not a whole lot of them. Oh, missed one there, and there you go. All right. Okay, so let's take, we got these little cards. Let's go for those, and I see some boards and tokens underneath, so we'll dig those out here in a second. All right, these don't have the little, little pull tab on them, so we'll just do it that way. Okay, and it looks like we might actually have a couple different ones of these too. So it looks like we're gonna have whatever that card is. Whatever that card is, I have these cards upside down, I'll tell you that. All right. Those, and then I'm guessing those are gonna be some player aids. So, all right, let's start off with the mass one. What are we gonna get? Okay, we're gonna get some woolly mammoths. All right. So definitely got multiple copies of all of these. Different cards in here. Was that? Yeah, that was all the same there. Okay, the woolly rhino. All right. The ground sloth. I wonder if that must be the number of cards in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I bet it is. Okay, the stag moose. And then what do we got? The saber-toothed cat. Okay. Very cool. That artwork, man, I tell you, man, I never get tired of looking at that art. All right, what do we have here? I'm not really sure. These almost look like starter cards. It's almost like a card drafting at the very beginning. You get a X number of these cards are going to come out based on the number of players, and you draft what card you want, and that's your starting resources. I don't know. I like to kind of pretend I know this kind of stuff. I like to think about how the game's going to be. All right, and there you go. Maybe some movement type cards. Again, those really look solo mode type cards. But then we got, okay, so what do we have here? So this is going to be, hopefully that focuses in good for you. This is your action phase, turn summary. You got your eclipse phase. You got your final scoring. Oh, there we go. So, oh, so probably your player order. So your starting hand, yeah, there's how many different cards you have, and then the lesser benefits. Okay, so you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those for all the players. All right, and that is going to cover all of the cards. We'll have some tiny text on that, I will tell you that. All right, so let's put this off to the side. Now, what are we going to get here? We are going to get a few things. Oh, yeah, look at that. More internal artwork. Fantastic. Okay, let's put that box off to the side because we are going to open this stuff here up and see what all comes in here. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I know I just got this copy in today, so I'm hoping that some of you folks took advantage of the same sale that I did. Because this game, to me, just looks fantastic. All right. So what do we have? We are going to have our player board. I think I can get all that in there for you folks. All right. There we go. No idea what anything on here means other than this. Looks we got a victory point track that's going to go all the way around. We're going to be able to put some tokens out on the board. This is, I'm guessing this is where all your worker placement stuff's going to go. You're going to go here to be able to get different things. Looks like some cards are going to come along down this bottom row. Okay. Very nice. There you go. Even good artwork on the back, even though it's just snowcap stuff. I'm totally cool with that. All right. Now, our tokens that we're going to have. All right, so this is going to be our map. And I know the map, one of the things in this is they were all hexes, which is cool. I love hex maps. But there you go. It's about the average size. So not super thick, but it's not thin at all. And they punch really, really good. So these are probably those tokens that I saw. These ones right here. So these are probably going to go up on top of the board. Stuff you're probably working against towards to get victory points. All right. And there's your backside. What do we got? Little ice area. We got some thawing right there. I'm not really sure what these are. That's kind of a cool picture right there. Very nice little fire trying to keep all those huts warm. These tokens, as I'm turning this over, are actually trying to fall out as well. Now, this is that one board. I remember seeing this in the rule book. Not really sure how it works, but yeah. Have no idea how that board's going to work. And then I don't even know what this backside is going to be for. Maybe you can choose one side or the other. I don't really know. That's what it almost looks like. If you don't really want to do this one, do the backside. Maybe works for me. All right, and whatever this board's going to be, it looks like we got some more tiles over here. It's almost upside down. It's definitely some more tiles there, and then whatever this board's going to be. But there you go. And that, folks, is everything that is going to come in this game. So what we're going to do for now is we're just going to put it all back in the way it all came out. And then I'm going to go back over it later, and I'm going to get this thing figured out exactly how it's supposed to be, because they gave us a nice little sheet on how all this stuff is supposed to fit together. So let's see. The big thing is if I can figure out how to get everything back in this box. Now, the fun thing is it looks like these guys have to be a certain way, and in order for this to fit down. Okay. Looks like I got it there. All right. You can see I know these were sitting here when we got it in. These were sitting here. These were actually folded up on the inside. Man, you know what? I'm going to leave these off. No, I'm going to put them in there. I know I'm going to go back through this thing later and I'm going to get all this figured out, but let's just stick these guys right down in there. See, this is the problem. Now I got to get that lid back on. There we go. Okay, perfect. So this stuff is all going to fit in here for right now, but we're going to put it all together and we're going to get all these trays figured out correctly. All right, slide those in. It's probably a little bit easier, better way to do it. These are going to come in right here. I do know for a fact that this was here, so let's go ahead and put it back. And this is going to go here. Let's put this back down. Let's put these back down. Yep, see, this is that tray. This is how everything's going to go in there. So we're definitely going to be hitting that. Okay, and there you go. And that, folks, is Endless Winter Paleoamericans from Fantasia Games. And I'll tell you what, the artwork, outstanding, and the production quality of this, through the roof. Can't wait to get this one played. So let's head back up top. Let's close this out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is Endless Winter Paleoamericans from Fantasia Games. And I have to tell you, I think this game looks phenomenal. The production quality is really, really good. The dual layer boards, the pieces, the silkscreen wood bits, all of it is just fantastic. I mean, even the inserts for the trays, the card quality. Wow. I tell you what, I mean, the game looks good, and I really hope it plays as good as it looks, because if it does, I'm just going to be in for a really treat. Like I said, it's worker placement, it's deck building. I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Cannot wait to get this one to the table. That's Endless Winter Paleoamericans. Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask you like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, or on X. Please leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, and I'll get to those comments just as soon as I can. And also, folks, if you like the content that I do here, if you haven't done so already, I humbly ask you click on that subscription button and even click on that bell and be notified when I drop new videos. It just helps me out a ton. And also, if you like the videos I do here, I also post videos over on the Discriminating Gamers channel. Over there, I'll do some reviews, some playthroughs, some unboxings. I'll leave a link to Cody's channel down in the details below. You know, I called the tinnitus helpline. It just kept ringing.